today we're going to be looking at a gift haul. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic. Hi to my new subscribers, thank you very much for joining me. So today we're going to be looking at gift haul. So basically this is things that I've been given for Christmas. I just want to make it clear this is not A, sponsored, B, I'm also not doing this to brag. It's just I like seeing things that people have received for Christmas. It gives me ideas of things that I might need or I might want. So I'm doing it in the hope that it will give you some ideas and be interesting for you to watch. So I've got all sorts of different things. I've got a couple of balls of yarn. I've got books and kits and all sorts of things. So there's a little bit of variety. So I'm just going to get... Oh, I'm kicking the tripod. That's a good start, isn't it? So first thing, which is the biggest thing, so I'm going to get this out of the way. I've got a pack of TLC mats, which are foam play mats. There's 18 in a pack. I do have some, so these will be used as blocking mats. So I do have some Knit Pro ones, but they are actually smaller than this, and there weren't as many. I think there was only 9 in a box, and they're quite expensive for what they were. We bought them before I knew I could use like kids play mats. So my friend that I care for has very kindly bought me a pack. So you've got blue, yellow, sort of a pinky red, green, orange and lilac in them. So they all slot together like puzzle pieces and you can use them for blocking. So really pleased with those. So they'll definitely get used a lot. Just putting those down out of the way so I can move. Okay, the next one is a kit. It's actually from Marks and Spencer's here in the UK. It's called Create Embrace Winter Crochet Owl Kit. So that's what it's called. And that's what it looks like. Now I have looked inside the kit. You've got 3 different colours of yarn. It doesn't actually say. Oh, it does say. Yeah, I was going to say it didn't. When I looked at it before, I obviously didn't notice, but it's cotton yarn. It says on the back, which is what I thought it was. It comes with a crochet hook. A sewing needle, which is a plastic one. It's a little bit flimsy. It does come with the stuffing and the felt patches and instructions. So these bits here are all made of felt. The eyes as well, and the wings and stuff actually do have little holes punched in them, so you haven't even got to sort of punch through the felt stitched together, which I thought was very clever. So that was bought for me by my neighbour, which was really lovely. So that's a kit that I got given. One thing I don't know if I've spoken about much on the channel, I actually have a pen pal that I physically write to, you know, old style. And it just so happens she's a crocheter as well. She sent me a Christmas gift, and I must confess I didn't send her one this year. I just didn't get time to sort one out, so I'm going to send her a belated one. But she knows me well. So she's got me 2 balls of Mariner Mermaid double knit. So actually, ironically, you will have seen this shade in the previous video that I did with the mesh spike hat. And this one is RY006 Beige Spackle, which, as you can see, has got browns, different shades of browns, blue, pale blue and a little bit of green in. I have shown these up before on the channel. And then this one is shade 113. So as you can see, it's kind of a minty, slightly dark minty green. It's got purple, pink and yellow in it. It's very pretty. So I've got those 2. So they're the yarns that I got, along with this, which is a kit that my dad bought for me, which is a French knitting kit, which comes with the knitting dolly, 25 grams of British wool, so I'm guessing it's pure wool, from that, a button, a felt and the brooch back. So basically you can make this brooch with it. And that's the yarn and the dolly, so it's quite pretty, isn't it? I mainly wanted it for the obviously for the French knitting doll, just so if you can make, you know, if you need to make a cord or anything. I used to have one when I was a kid, but I don't know what happened to it, so I've now got one, plus they're nice and easy to store. So but I will be having a go at making the brooch for definite. The next thing I got, I've actually got two of these. I've took one of them out of its box. So they're actually called hand tally counters. So these are the sort of thing that they would use at events. I never have enough stitch count row counters, and sometimes I find that because they usually go up to about 999, but if you're doing a really massive project and you need to count, never go up high enough. And I do find that the cheaper ones tend to stick. I've got two. One came with a magazine, which works fine, but the other one does stick, and sometimes when you've gone from 9 to 10 stitches, the one doesn't clock around, stuff like this. So I thought I'd give these a go. So these were on my Amazon wish list, and you just press this button here and it's really nice and clean, and then you just turn the dial to obviously clear it like that. Really impressed with it so far. I haven't actually had a chance to use it properly other than just have a little fiddle. Really impressed with this, so I would recommend those. As you can see, I haven't taken these ones out of the packet yet, but these are T-pins. So they're Knit Pro T-pins for blocking lace garments, it says. But basically they're blocking pins. There's a pack of 50 pins. I do already have one of these. I really do like these pins. They're T-pins, as you can see there. So they look exactly as they do on the label. There we go, you can see it a bit better. That's what I've got. So I've got a pack of those, obviously, to go with my blocking mats. So that's the second one of those I've got. I've found quite often when I've been doing bigger projects on the channel, sometimes I just don't have quite enough pins when I'm blocking, and it's a little bit frustrating. So I should be all right, well and truly set up now with the boards and that. So my friend got me the tally counters and the pins. She also got me this, which is a clover yarn cutter pendant. So you can wear this as a pendant around your neck, or you could attach it to a key ring. So these are ideal if you're going somewhere where you can't use scissors, or you don't want scissors rolling around your bag. You just put the yarn in the groove there, and there's a little blade inside so you can cut your yarn. So it's a really clever idea. I've never used one of these, but I wanted to have one, so if ever I went on an aeroplane, or if I'm travelling, I don't like carrying sharp scissors. So I thought that would be a really useful thing to have. So so I've got one of those. The next thing I've got, which I will be using as a project bag, but it is just a general tote bag. Woody Hugs, as many of you know, is the main charity that I support. And this is one of their bags. Now this was a limited edition bag that was just for this Christmas. And I just loved it because it had a sheep on it, and sort of I loved the fact it got the hat and the scarf, and I've made so many hat and scarves for Woody Hugs. So I said to my friend, oh, can I get that and you can give it to me for Christmas? So she said yeah. So I'll be using that as a project bag, so that's why I'm showing that. My friend also got me, now this is partly Jan's fault. Jan, I'm blaming you. I haven't shown on the channel, but Jan actually did send me quite a lot of crochet books. And she also sent me a lot of these, which are crochet calendars. She sent me quite a few years worth. Not all of them are complete because she's lent patterns out to people and they haven't always been returned. But I do have a sort of fairly complete set, obviously with the exception of the odd ones missing. So my friends bought me a 2018 one. So if you've never heard of these, which I hadn't before, Jan very kindly sent me some. They come in this little box. Now I haven't taken it out of the cellophane because I was just worried about dropping it because I'm terribly clumsy. But you get a pack of cards like this. And each card has a pattern on. There's 365 cards in the pack. So you've got, well, yeah, is that right? 365? I think that's right. Yeah, you get a card per day anyway. And I mean some cards I think do go over a couple of days, but you get several hundred patterns with that. So they claim that there's more than 100, but I would say there's way more than that. So if you get an idea of the sort of thing that's on it, that's what's on the back of it. So you get a card, you get the picture, the sort of rough details, and then on the back you'll get obviously the pattern. So I thought that's a really cool idea. Obviously it's quite small as well, so it's nice and easy to store. So I've got to have a rummage through that. I haven't had time to really go through my gifts yet. As you can probably tell, a lot of them are still cellophaned up. So this will be the next couple of days where I'll be going through and having a play and having fun with them. The next thing, I do have the backs separately, but it's just easier just to show you the pack. My friend brought me some more safety eyes. So there's all different colours there. Okay, I've forgotten to turn the TV off, so you can see the reflection. There you go, it's the reflection of the TV there. That's rather amusing. But yeah, we've got lots of different safety eyes. There's different colours. There's black ones, different sizes, green ones, blue ones and brown ones. And as you all know, I make a lot of amigurumi toys, do a lot for charity, and obviously I need safety eyes, so I'm very thankful for that. The next thing, now technically this isn't crochet related, but it is arts and crafts, and I do have a little story attached to this. So my mum bought one of these and my friend bought me the other. So I'm going to show, these are prints of paintings. Now this is actually of my hometown. This is what is known as the Nutshell pub, which is the smallest pub in the UK. You can get about 10 people in it roughly. I've been in there a couple of times. It's got some weird artefacts in there, like a mummified cat sort of hanging up. I don't really like it, but but it's basically a huge tourist pool. It's an interesting place to go. I mean, when you live in it, you know, when it's in your town, it's just like meh, isn't it? But you know, if you were obviously not from here, then so that's quite a significant point in the town. And the other one is this one, which again is another significant point in the town. This is called the Norman Tower, which is actually a church tower. There's bells that are rung there when people get married. And this, or part of it, actually does go further along than that. There's a big tower there. Is the cathedral in our town. Although we're classed as a town, we do have a cathedral. Most places with cathedrals are actually classed as cities, and we're not. We're classed as a town. So it's a bit of a debate been going on about that for a long while. Now, the reason I wanted these, I studied art A-level many years ago when I was young. And the lady that painted these, I actually studied for art A-level. And I actually got to meet her, and she was a lovely lady. She was retired at the time I met her, and she used to do portraits and animal paintings, scenery like those. And her granddaughter recently posted on one of the local pages for the town where I live, that she got some prints that she didn't know what to do with, and did anybody want them. She had a massive response. The lady, her grandma was called Joan, and everybody wanted some of Joan's paintings. So what she did is she arranged with a local printers in the town to get some printed off, and all the money has gone to the local hospice. So I went with my mum. There were 6 different paintings that we could choose from, and I've picked those 2 because they are particular landmarks in my hometown. So I've got a reminder of my hometown, so I've just got to get frames for them. And I've grown up here, and I've never left my hometown. So, and it reminds me of a lady who I spent a lot of time with, who I studied. So it was just a really lovely thing. So I thought I'd include that just because it's you know, painting is craft related as well, and I just thought you might find that interesting. I'm just grabbing everything else. Now I do have 3 books, but I'm not going to go through them page by page, simply because otherwise this video will be horrendously long. But if you want me to do you know, a video for each book, then I'm prepared to do that, but you'll have to let me know down in the comments if that's something you want. My dad very kindly also bought me 5 of these, and you're like, that's a bit boring. So they're polystyrene rings with flat backs. And this will be a little clue as to one of my crafty goals for 2018. So my dad very kindly bought those for me. He didn't know what I was going to use them for, but they were on my wish list, so he bought them for me. So I'm very grateful, because it means I can set up a goal for next year. Yeah, so I have 3 books. One is, which again my friend bought for me, is called Boho Crochet. I think Jan Carruthers will like this one, if she hasn't already got it. I don't know if Jan's already shown this on her channel. Quite possibly has. It's $12.99 here in the UK. And the contributing editor is a name like something slump. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But there you go. It's 30 glorious, colourful projects inspired by traditional folk. So if I just open the front page, so I'm not giving anything away with that, so you've got that kind of thing there. Some more projects there as well, so it gives you sort of an idea of what's in it. And there's some more ideas there, so you can see there's a wreath there, baubles, sort of home decor. So it gives you a rough idea of what's in it. Like I said, I'm not going to go through page by page because there are a lot of patterns in here. There's instructions in the back of how to join colours, different stitches and things like that, how to join seams. So it's a pretty good all-rounder book. You've got everything from wrist cuffs, sort of fashion, cozies, cushions, baubles, motifs, blankets. I mean, there's literally a little bit of everything in here, so it's a really lovely book. I do recommend it. Like I say, if you want to see each individual page, then I'll do a separate video for that. My dad very kindly bought me this. This is something I've been hankering after for a very long time. It's called the Knitting and Crochet Bible, the complete handbook for creative knitting and crochet by Claire Crompton and Sue Whitings. They're nice easy names that I can pronounce. So this is like a beautiful book. So the first half of it basically is knitting, and I've actually marked, so as you can see, so this bit is all knitting, this section is all crochet, so it's pretty evenly split. So I was very impressed. So it has all the different stitches for crochet and knitting in it. It's got basic techniques, how to join, how to do borders and decorative edging, how to work with beads. It has some patterns in it as well, things like bags. There's a Solomon's knot wrap. There's bonnets, there's all sorts of things, different granny squares, some cushions or pillows if you call them in the US. There's even a rug. And it's basically the same for the knitting. Now, I'm not going to go into the knitting quite so much because I'm predominantly a crochet channel. But it's got all sorts of different, I mean, I had a flick through the knitting bit, and I'm not a very accomplished knitter, and I was just like, wow, just a mine of information. This is definitely one that I would recommend for putting in your library, basically. There's so much information on both knitting and crochet, so this is a good book to have if you're learning knitting as well. There's so many different things. I read a few pages and I learned a lot in just the 2 pages with the knitting as well as the crochet. There were some techniques and some stitches for crochet that I'd never heard of or come across. I've been crocheting 3 years, so all round I would really recommend this book. I know that Sian from Sian's Crafty Corner has spoken very highly about this book as well, so I really highly recommend that. Again, if you want to see that in more detail, I will do a separate video, so let me know down in the comments. And the last but not least, this book was a bargain. We got it as an add-on on Amazon, and the postage was going to work out at £3. Now this book is normally $12.99, and we got it as an add-on and got it for £3, which would have been the cost of the postage, and then postage became free because it tipped us over that nice, you know, little free postage and packing thing. So we got this basically as a freebie. So it's called Modern Crocheted Shawls and Wraps, 35 Stylish Ways to Keep Warm, from Lacy Shawls to Chunky Throws. It's by Laura Strutt. And there's the Laura Strutt. And I really should have turned the TV off before I showed anything shiny. I do apologise, I just didn't think before I turned the camera on. So you've got things like that. I'm just going to show you one or two where I'm not giving too much away. You've got that pretty wrap there. Also, you've got the one that's on the cover. Obviously you've got throws as well. Some of them are a bit weird. I'm not sure that I would particularly go for that one necessarily. But again, it's down to personal choice. I did like this one. So that was quite pretty. Then you've got more lace open work ones like that. You've got a crocodile stitch one. You've got some that are in a chunky, so something a little bit different. I quite liked this one, just because you got a way of holding it all together without having to use a shawl pin. So I thought that was interesting. So you may see that on the channel at some point. And it's even got, what have they called that? Soft Summer Night they've called it. I even got one of those. So that's not all of them in the book. It's just a little selection that I've pulled out. So you've got another zigzag stripes there as well. So it's quite a wide variety. I really liked this book. I was a bit dubious for, oh, it's a free, you know, sort of cheap add-on, is it going to be any good? I actually really like this book. So again, it's one that I would recommend. So again, if you want to see sort of everything that's in the book, obviously I won't be giving patterns away in any of the books. I have to be a little bit careful because obviously they're copyrighted. If you want to see the pictures, let me know down in the comments and I will do a separate video for each book. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that and hope that's given you some ideas that perhaps you might want for your birthday or maybe for Christmas next year. It's never too early to plan, is it, when you're a crafter? So like I say, I'm not done it to brag. I've been very lucky to get some craft gifts. I did get other, you know, gifts that were non-craft related, but you know, I like to try and keep the channel completely craft dedicated. So yeah, I've been very blessed, and I just wanted to give you some ideas of different things, you know, for instance the tally counter instead of a stitch row counter. So just some little things that are different. So I hope you enjoyed that. So next week we will be back to hopefully the normal schedule. Don't know what the next video is going to be because I haven't started anything yet. So I've got to go through all my projects that I've already started that have gone on the back burner for the last few weeks, and yeah, decide what I'm going to be able to get done in time for the next video, because next Tuesday's not very far away. It's Friday already, so it's going to be a bit of a what am I going to make? So that'll be a surprise for you and me again. This is my last video of the year. So there isn't any life update because I'm recording this immediately after my previous video. But what a year it has been. It's been incredible. My channel has grown phenomenally this year. I started doing 2 uploads a week round about the beginning of December last year, so it's been just over a year, and since I started doing that my channel has just kept growing. So whether you're one of my originals like Deb or if you're one of my new ones like Ruthie, or well, there's so many of you, I could pull out lots of different names, but I just want to say thank you for coming and joining me along the crafty journey that is my crochet life. I really do appreciate you joining me. It's been such good fun, a little bit stressful at times trying to get 2 things made a week, as you can probably appreciate, but I've made so many friends. There's a lot of you that are friends that are even on my personal Facebook as well as on my Facebook group and my Facebook page. I'm not very good at Instagram, I will confess, and I must try and improve that. So apologies if you prefer Instagram. It's just not, I struggle to use that particular social media. I do dip in and out of Twitter, but I'm very much a Facebook bunny, so that tends to be where my focus goes, which I really shouldn't. I should spread it out because it's not fair. But I have to say, I'm just amazed that so many people have decided to watch me. It blows my mind on a daily and weekly basis when you guys come repeatedly and watch me again and again and say that you're enjoying my videos and you're all so positive. I love our community. Our community is such a positive, loving place, and I feel so very thankful that I made the decision to start this channel. Had some hiccups along the way. I had a bit of a bad experience initially. Found it very difficult to get past those first 100 subscribers. Got very disheartened, had a big break for a few months, started again, and after I started again, the channel's just grown and grown and grown, and a lot of that is because of the friends that I've made. So people like Sean and Kim and Kelly and Jan, and there's a big long list of you that have given me shout outs and promoted me and encouraged me behind the scenes. They've defended me when I've had trolls on the channel, which has happened a couple of times. You're all just amazing, and I just at whatever point you've joined me along the journey, I just want to thank you very, very much. You have made this such an amazing year for me, despite my health problems and all the different stresses that have gone along the way, the grief, the funerals that I've had to go to this year. It's been a really mixed bag year, but this channel and you guys have absolutely kept me going. You've given me something to focus on, you know, trying to get, you know, 2 things done a week, as well as caring for my friend. And the camera cut me off, and I don't quite know which point I was at. But basically, what I was trying to say was that you guys are what have kept me going, and I'm incredibly thankful for you all coming back twice a week or once a month, however often you're dipping in and out of my channel. I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for all your encouragement. You're all incredible, and you are all my friends, and I'm very, very thankful to have you in my life. So it's been a pretty amazing year, despite some difficulties that I've had in my personal life. It's been wonderful, and I'm so grateful that I started this channel. So I'm looking forward to bigger and brighter things next year. I'm hoping at some point to be able to upgrade my camera, and I'm hoping that the audio will improve with that as well. I'm kind of aware the audio isn't perfect, but this is all learning experience. So this is you know, I don't make any money out of the channel, despite people that think that YouTube creates a lot of money. I don't make any money out of the channel, so everything I plough in is either my own money for equipment, obviously, to record, or obviously many of you guys that have donated yarn in particular and hooks for my channel as well. This really is a team effort on the channel, and I'm really grateful for you guys for coming and joining in the experience and being part of creating stuff for charity. Obviously we haven't done much charity stuff over December. It's kind of difficult when you're trying to do decorations and stuff. It's not really stuff you can sort of send off for refugees, really. It's not something that's ever asked for. So I'm looking forward to the new year, to getting back into the charity work and finding lots of new and exciting projects to share with you. So just want to say from me to you, thank you. I love you all, and I wish you a very happy, blessed and peaceful 2018. So until next time, remember to stay well, happy crafting, and until next time, remember to stay true to yourself, and Happy New Year. Bye.